Today, let's go over some tips and tricks on how you can take down Kang Jin Loong, the White Dragon. For preparation for this fight, I chose to bring in Jugzone for our transformation spell, Immobilize, a Pluck of Many, Cloud Step, and Wandering White for our spirit. For the vessel, I chose to go with the Wind Tamer ability. Now this boss can be one of the more annoying bosses, and that's just simply because for the majority of the fight, he's going to be flying in the air, and his hitbox is not that large. So for this fight, we're going to use the arena to our advantage. The boss has a grab at the beginning of the fight that you need to look out for, but for now, we're not going to worry about that. Just run close enough to him to taunt him. Once you get his attention, turn back around and run directly back towards the shore. There's going to be a tree there that we're going to use for our advantage. Now while you're running, watch out because he may do some lightning strikes. You can see these coming when the ground lights up beneath your feet. Dodge these attacks and then start looking for the dragon. Position your character near the tree and wait for him to do his charge attack and try to grab you. You should be able to see this attack coming a mile away and jump to the side. If you position yourself right, the dragon will hit the tree and then you can use your Wind Tamer ability to stun him. When he hits the ground, cast a Pluck of Many and use Wandering White to keep him down. Follow that up with Immobilize to get some more hits in. You want to do as much damage as you can while he's stunned or frozen. Remember to do your light attacks and then finish it off with the heavy attacks. The heavy attack can possibly stun him again, and if you put enough points into a Pluck of Many, they may even do some of their own spells. Now eventually he will get up. At this point, I highly advise that you transform into Jugzone and get some extra hits in. While you're transformed, you won't take any direct damage, and it's a good time to start studying his moves. Try your best to dodge around the tree, because when he does his attacks, you can sneak in some of your own attacks while he's wrapping around the tree. Now if you do get pulled away from the tree and you transform back into your normal form, watch out for some of his attacks, like when he smashes his hand into the ground, swipes it forward, spins around with his tail, and smashes it into the ground. This is a 3-part combo. You need to dodge each of these to make sure you avoid all the damage. Try to make your way back to the tree and hide behind the rocks. If you need to, use Cloud Step to heal or get close to try to get some hits in. At some point, he may grab you, and when he does, he's going to bring you to the center of the arena. He'll raise up in the air, yell, and then dive at you. Now this is going to do a ton of damage, but it won't end the fight. Once you get up, heal, and unfortunately, we're not going to be heading back to the tree to finish this fight. Once his health is at half, this is where you need to start looking for his attacks. If you watch his hands, they'll start to glow before he initiates an attack. Try to dodge this by dodging towards him. If you can get underneath the boss, the better. Now he does have an attack where he smacks the ground. Just dodge to the right or left depending on which hand he's attacking with. When he smacks his tail on the ground, that's when you want to try to get your damage in. When he rises up into the air, you need to start looking out for his electrified attacks. He'll shoot a beam of lightning out of his mouth. Try to stay underneath of him or cast Cloud Step to avoid this completely. He'll call down lightning strikes from the sky. Pay attention to the ground because it gives you a heads up of where the lightning's about to strike. If you see the ground start to glow blue, dodge. He's calling down lightning on that exact spot. For this phase, you can't do any damage, so just run around until he comes down out of the sky so you can start getting some more hits in. And when he does come down, he's going to attack you. When he lands, he's going to attack with his hands. Watch out for that lightning strike and dodge away from him. Now this boss can be extremely difficult to hit. Some of the most opportune times to try to get some damage in is when he does a yell or he brings his head down to the ground. If you can get enough hits in and pull off a combo, you can stun him and knock him out the sky. It's also a good idea to try to get some little quick hits in whenever his tail is low enough, just to chip away at his health from time to time. And if you find yourself taking too much damage fighting out in the open, remember, you still have that tree. You can make your way back to the tree, but just make sure you watch out for his attacks, because most likely he won't let you get there easily. Once you get back to the tree, he might start floating around and you might not be able to hit him. Just wait for him to do an attack or for him to get low enough so you can sneak a few hits in. Eventually, he will move away from the tree or he'll do an attack that'll take him away from that spot. When he does, look for the attack where he smacks the ground and then uses his tail to attack. That's one of the best opportunities to get in and do a light combo and finish with a heavy attack so you can stun him. The tail is free game when it's on the ground and offers a lot of opportunity. If you have a Pluck of Many sitting there, you can call that in as well. Now once you do get him on the ground, you want to do as much damage as possible. Once he starts to get up, the transformation spell is a great option here because you can start getting in some extra damage, putting on pressure, and the best thing is you can start making your way back to that tree. because that transformation spell isn't gonna last forever. Now what I did when I got back to the tree is hide behind the rocks. Now he did try to chase me down, but I didn't take too much damage because I was in my transformation form. But from here, I highly suggest you hide behind these rocks, wait for him to do his attacks, and wait for him to get closer to you. He may do some lightning range attacks, but the ground will light up below you so you can see those coming. You can just walk back and forth until he charges you, and when he gets close enough, that's when you want to start chipping away again at his health. Hopefully he gets stuck around the rocks and doesn't fly around too much, but if he does and starts shooting flames out of his mouth, try to chase his tail. And if you're using Jugzone and you get off some good hits, you can briefly stagger him and knock him back. During this fight, your charged up attacks are the best ones to do. Take your time with this boss, use the environment as your shield if you need to, and take this boss down. Let me know down in the comments what has been your favorite boss so far. I hope you enjoyed this one and learned something new. I'll catch you on the next one.